Community members and local organizations are working to oppose and protest a new Customs and Border Protection facility proposed to be constructed right here behind me. This proposed facility is set to be located in Blind Bay near Fisher's Landing, which is considered essentially an untouched area for wildlife and aquatic ecosystems. Leading the protest against the facility is local grassroots organization Save the River, who issued a letter in late February asking members of the public to comment and send their own letters. Although Blind Bay was frozen when the letter was sent out, it is home to the largest muskie nesting grounds on the St. Lawrence River.
The reason that we at Save the River have really taken a stance in opposition to this is because this bay is one of 4 or 5 of the most significant muskie spawning grounds, and that's the apex predator for this particular part of the waterway. Now, over the last several years, since about 1990, this bay and several others like it have been monitored for the continuation of spawning of muskies. And a cold water spawner, that happens pretty shortly. That happens in the beginning of the spring when the ice margin starts to decay and go away and the water starts to rise.
Aside from the muskie population, 53 additional fish species have also been recorded in the Blind Bay area. This includes northern pike, small and largemouth bass, and the endangered pugnose shiner and the American eel. According to Save the River, CPB's proposed plan will be intrusive to the ecosystems in Blind Bay, especially because the project would require dredging, which would disrupt the sediment and the ecosystems on the bottom of the river.
Under the proposed plan, there'll be some dredging. Now, that dredging is not only going to dig up a lot of sediment that's been buried for years and years, but it's also going to stir up the spawning grounds. And once that's done, it's not something that's just going to recover overnight. These muskie young of the year were born here and then they return here, and no matter how far they go during the season for food, they always return here when it's time to spawn.
Since Save the River issued its letter in opposition, it has received hundreds of responses in support, including a similar letter released by the Thousand Islands Land Trust. Garnsey also noted that he is still yet to find someone in support of the facility.
If you present the issue with the river and then bounce it off the gains and the losses for this area, I've not seen an argument that will hold really any water. And since we went on the record, we've gotten nothing but positive responses, hundreds and hundreds of letters that were immediately taken up and sent into the appropriate folks.
The project is only in its planning stage, but Save the River said that now is the time to take action.
It's in the planning stages. There's a long way to go. But, you don't voice your opposition when the first nail has been driven or the first shovel has been dug. Now is the time to jump on board and let the folks in the positions of authority know. Certainly, if you are from the river and you're a sportsman and you believe in the diversity of these bays that are allowed to remain wild, then you almost have to take exception with hardening that shore, putting in a large docking facility and a boat ramp in this untouched little area of the river.
And more on the facility and the oppositional letter written by Save the River can be found on the organization's website. For ABC 50 Now here on the St. Lawrence River, I'm Isabella Colello. For more local news, go to informnny.com or download the ABC 50 mobile app.